Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we are going to be discussing the Tier 10 Premium, special ship, the Yoshino. Everyone's favorite Tier 10 Japanese cruiser, unless your favorite Tier 10 Japanese cruiser is the Zao. But this is kind of like a large Zao, plays a little bit differently, but in essence, if you've played the Zao, you can play the Yoshino very well. Now, my build for this ship is quite weird because I didn't have a dedicated commander for this ship. So I just threw Yamamoto on the Yoshino, and he was built for, I can't remember what, but it wasn't the Yoshino. So the build's a little bit strange. I'm also running rudder mod on the Yoshino as well. So the Yoshino is actually it's fairly old now. It's one of the older super cruisers, or battle cruisers if you like to call them that. She has 9 310mm guns. She also has 4 sets of torpedoes with, I believe, 5 torpedoes per set, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't talk about the torpedoes too much because I don't really use them too much in the Yoshino. They're pretty good for just throwing in the general direction of a ship and hoping they eventually hit, as you'll see later on. But they are useful, but you shouldn't be trying to use them most of the time. On top of that, she actually has, believe it or not, good secondaries. She has the same secondaries as the Shikishima, which are the Hirugamo turrets, which they are the long-barreled turrets, which means they can pin above their normal weight class. They're 100mm guns, and they can pin, I believe, 30mm of armor or 27, one of those two. But they're pretty darn good, is what I'm trying to say. So, oddly enough, this could have been our secondary build cruiser. She does have a 7.7 kilometer secondary range with the build I have on her, which is nothing's put in the secondaries. Well, one, because you can't put much into secondaries now with the super cruisers, and two, I have her built for rudder. Because the Yoshino is very good at running around the back of the map and burning the world like you're seeing me do right now. And she's one of the higher priority ships, I would say, for the Research Bureau. Some of you get, not the Research Bureau, for coal. She's available for coal right now. She's worth 237,000 coal, if I'm remembering correctly. The coupon is coming off a cooldown here in, I think, about a month. So if you don't have the Palmer or the Salem or the Mosfa, I would definitely recommend getting the Yoshino. She's a great Japanese cruiser commander trainer, for sure. And she's very good at doing what she does, which is what you're seeing right now, which is staying at the back of the map. Well, not the back of the map, but the back of the pack, and starting fires and doing great damage to battleships and cruisers and destroyers. And that right there, that was such a what the heck moment. So yeah, you just saw Yoshino bounce Montana shells. Bounce a full broadside from Montana. I just thought I was going to just eat dirt right there so hard, because I didn't throttle up fast enough. But no, we bounced, I think, 3 of his 4 turrets, and then his last blast there connected. I'm sorry, missed. That's my Discord, not yours, by the way. I'm sorry, I forgot to mute her. But anyway, yeah, normally Yoshino can be found running around the back of the map, usually not stopping, but I do like to throttle juke. It throws people off a lot, and that's when what you just witnessed right there happens. I slowed down, then I sped up really quickly. Although I did mess up there, the armor did kind of compensate for that. So the Azuma is also a tier 9 supercruiser you can buy, which in simple terms is a Yoshino without torpedoes. But there's a little bit more difference to that. The secondaries are different. The AM, the Yoshino's better. The armor in the Yoshino's better too. Not a tremendous amount of difference, but she's got a bit of a thicker belt, like you just witnessed come in handy right there. And I believe the bow's like 1 more millimeter thicker too. So a little bit more survivable, but still not a ship you want to get shot in. If you are a battleship player, you know that Yoshinos are one of the first things you aim for. 1, because they burn you down. 2, because they're really squishy and eat crap, like I might be doing here from this Yami. And yep, 19k to my side. This was actually my first game back in Yoshino. This is from last night's live stream. I haven't played Yoshino in quite some time, so hop back in her. And as you can tell, I'm a little rusty with the jukes. And plus the Yoshino, not the quickest super cruiser around. So that's also why I'm eating crap. But again, this ship is very good at what it does. I've already started a fire on the Yami. I'm trying to start another one here. And I'm still doing pretty darn good damage for the rounds I'm putting out. With Adrenaline Rush, I'm down to 15 second reload time now with the guns in the Yoshino. And the Japanese HE Alpha used to be some of the best HE Alpha in the game, but then the British battleships came along, of course, but then the British heavy cruisers came along too, and they were finally allowed to have their HE, and it is absolutely insane. So if you're watching the match right now, we are 6 minutes into the match, and neither side has sunken a single ship yet. That's pretty rare nowadays with, starting a fire in the Thunderer right back at you, buddy. It's pretty rare nowadays for higher tier games. Normally by now half the team's dead on one side, or one team's about 200 points away from capping out. But as you can see, our team is doing a pretty good job out east of getting in the cap circles and holding those rings and capping the middle. We got a gearing sitting there right now doing just that. And here out west, I'm doing Yoshino things, hanging back, taking shots at battleships and trying to get them out of the match. Thunderer, who is quite susceptible to HE spam because he's coated in 32 millimeters of armor, is a ship I very much want to die. One, because I'm in Yoshino and he's a Thunderer, and he has Thunderer AP, which has been known to make Yoshino snap out of existence with a single salvo. But there we go. We are the first ones down with our GK going down to the Hindenburg. Yami tags me again there in the stern. And that's not really uncommon for Yoshino. You usually eat salvos like that, unfortunately. Because the ship is very big, even if you're doing your best to maneuver, there's a very good chance you are going to eat the odd citadel there. I mean, that salvo almost hit me on my stern, and I ate a citadel. But then that one right there that actually hit me right where my citadel should be didn't cause a citadel, but he did still remove 14k health from my Yoshino. So unfortunately, I've taken a bit of a beating here in the first half of the game, so I've got to back off and try not to be the center of attention anymore. So with Thunderer now focusing on the Yami sitting in front of me, you can see his towels are bouncing back in between myself and the Yami. I slow down and watch him and see what he's doing. See, he's bouncing back between me, the Yami, and the Marceau. He doesn't really know who to shoot at the moment. He's distracted by his options, if you will. He's firing at, I believe, the Marceau. So my salvo hits, does another 4k to him. Looking over, ow, he took out the Marceau. Looking over here, seeing what's going on over here. There's a gearing there that I probably need to take some shots at. Only real thing in range right now, besides that, and like the Venezia, who's about to come within range. But this Thunderer definitely needs to go down. Plus, he's singled out. There's maybe a Shimakaze around him, and he's pretty alone, so I need to get him out of the game. Plus, if he's allowed to live, he can easily farm our Yami quite quickly. So up to the match, we're down 3 ships now, unfortunately. Looks like things are taking a turn for the worse, but our team out east is still mostly alive and holding their position, although it does look like the Conqueror is pushing up for some reason. I'm trying to get some shots on this Yami. He's backing up. You've noticed his wake is in front of him, and he's got the waves cropping up behind him, indicating that he is in reverse. Plus, the smoke from his smokestack is flowing to the bow of his ship. Get a good salvo there, 7k, and a fire. Again, the HE on this ship is absolutely great. Now, the AP isn't bad either in the Yoshino, but the thing is, its pin angles aren't fantastic. So you have to have an almost perfectly flat broadside to shoot at, but if you do, oh boy, does the AP slap. But again, you need someone to show you perfect broadside to do it. So Thunder's going after the Yami right now. So I'm launching my torpedoes, and she has 4 torpedoes per set. Look at that. Now he's firing at me, but he has HE loaded, but it is Thunderer HE, so it's going to hurt here. Turning, 9k, broke one of my torpedo tubes. I think knocked off a good chunk of my A, but I returned the favor by removing one of his AA mounts and starting a fire on his ship. If you notice, too, the guns of the ship are very active, and just broke 100,000 damage right there, too. The guns of the ship are very accurate. She's great for... Ooh, lucky miss there from the Thunder. She's great for, again, what we're doing right now. Staying far away, and baiting out the shots, and returning the damage. Now, I am, of course, low. But with Adrenaline Rush, hey, I mean, got a pretty decent reload time. If you notice right now, I'm still spotted. Which means there's a DD somewhere in my detection ring. We know he's not in the center circle because that would be contested right now, and it's not. We're getting points from it. He could be in the middle circle between the Yami and the other Yami, the Yami out east and the Yami in the west, or he could be off to my left too. So I know about where he is while I'm still farming this Thunderer down. Now I'm also back by the CV. Ironically, I'm that far back. And we are about to cross 110,000 damage here. Start another fire on the Thunderer. I mean, I can't be the only one that enjoys the irony of a Thunderer being burned out like this. If you notice, too, these random torpedoes that I threw toward the Thunderer are looking mighty good, too. Oh, that's a wonky salvo from the Yoshino there. He's burning quite well. He turns out to avoid the torpedo... not to avoid the torpedoes. To get his last turret on the Yamato. If he continued in that way, he would have eaten one of my torpedoes, but of course he sunk, so he doesn't, but we get him anyway. So great, Thunderer is out of the play right now. Enemy Hakuru is going for our Maximilian, by the way, we have a Maximilian on our team. Which, that ship is ungodly strong right now, if you haven't been keeping up with the news. She has her skip bombers, and oh, hello, Shimakaze! See, I thought he was out to my left down south, because... nothing was happening up here. No torpedoes are coming my way or anything, but I was still spotted. But now we know, hey, he is right there. And what's very odd is this. If he hadn't have shot me, I would have eaten those torpedoes. Normally, DDs, when they shoot at you, they want you to turn toward them. But this guy shot at me, and I figured I had enough rudder shift, because I have the rudder mods on, that I could get in between his torpedoes quick enough, but I just completely dodged them. And that very well might be the case, just because I have the torpedo mods on, the rudder shift mods on. I was just lucky enough to get within his torpedoes. And here comes the Milliman, and I've never heard this sound effect before. What is that bounce sound effect? What the heck? I never noticed that before. It sounds so cartoony. It's pretty funny. But anyway, Shimakaze's here, and here's that great alpha on the Yoshino's guns going to work. Knocked out his... I think we got his engine and his torpedo tube as well. The Milliman's coming back around, diving down on him to get him spotted. He's spotted now. My front two turrets are reloaded, and because I have the Fearless Brawler perk on, which you probably shouldn't have on the Yoshino, but I do. I have a 13-second reload on my guns. So we're doing quite well against the Shimakaze. Again, that HE Alpha is amazing, and plus we're just murdering his modules too. And there we go. Goodbye, Shimakaze. So I keep my bow pointed toward him just in case he got off any more torpedoes. There's something you very much want to do when fighting a DD, be it that you're, because of this right here, be it that you're in another DD, a cruiser, a battleship. After they go down, keep traveling toward them for a good solid 20 or 30 seconds, just in case they got some torpedoes off. So if you guys notice, we were at 980 points, 20 points away from winning the match. And I'm all the way out here. We just lost our gearing, just lost our Petropavlovsk. But we still have the center. So if we can get something to sink right now, that'll put us within a few seconds of winning the match. But I gotta kill a Montana and Yoshino. And I'm within 15 kilometers of him. And he has some very big guns. I'm in a very squishy Yoshino at 22,000 health. So here comes his first salvo. I turn in hard to try and avoid these. And, ooh, we just managed to do that. I get the island between myself and the Montana. But here's the thing. I can't afford to sit here and do nothing, because now they're capping the center cap. So if I want this Monty to sink, and if I want any chance, any hope of us winning, thankfully the Milliman took out the Yami that was trying to cap, but there's still apparently a DD in the cap as well. If I want this team to win, I need to sink that Montana. And it's going to be a close-in fight. And I really don't have time to turn around and run more and run north and kite like the Yoshino is great at doing. So I pop my fighter plane to spot the Montana. He's at 8k health. That is one good salvo from the Yoshino. But I would need my rear turret for that, and I don't really want to risk showing my side to do that. So here we go. Front 2 turrets off. Shells coming in. Oh, just managed to dodge those. Alright, front 2 turrets ready to go again. Turrets are out. Shells are out. Aim for superstructure. 600 health. But thankfully we started a fire, and down goes the Montana. So we bought ourselves some more time. Alright. So after that very close range fight with the Montana, now we need to go ahead and push into the rings and start to contest and start to cap. It's down to just me and the Milliman. So I'm heading as fast as I can due south right now to get in just the outer ring and start to contest the cap. Or we can sink a ship, and that'll flip the points more in our favor. The Immelman can easily take down a cruiser in 2 or 3 runs, depending upon how much health they have. Potentially, if he gets really lucky, only 1 or 2 runs. There's a Hindenburg there at 10k health. I get my front 2 turrets out on him, and then right after that, my subscription expires from Norton and ruins the video. There we go. The gearing shows up from like 8 kilometers away. He's at 200 health. All I would have to do is just frickin' nick him with one of my shells. But unfortunately, he goes undetected, and the points tick over. So, moral of the story: 1, try not to get wrecked in the Yoshino from the first 5 minutes of the game. 2, sometimes it's best to hold your shots. Now, granted, that would have maybe bought us 1 or 2 more ticks on the points count. Unfortunately, I didn't grab the end of the match I was streaming at the time. And 2, uninstall Norton because it pops up really at the worst points in time. But yeah, anyway, if you guys saw yesterday's video, that happened too. And what happened was I upgraded my computer like 2 months ago, and the new motherboard came with like 2 or 3 months of Norton for free, and it expired, and I'm not renewing it because who needs antivirus in 2021? And it doesn't like that I'm not renewing it. But anyway, yeah. So Yoshino, great ship. And I just wanted to show this match to you guys too, to kind of show off some of the strengths and how you can be a little bit more aggressive with the ship, especially toward the end of the match. And if I would have had more health, like most Yoshino players would have at the end of the match, I could have afforded to been even more aggressive. But thankfully, with the rudder mod and stuff, I was able to get away with some pretty silly shenanigans there at the end. I did play her a lot more after stream ended, and I gotta say, she's a really solid ship. I think I said that in my review of her too, but in today's meta too, she's like the perfect cruiser for this high-tier, campy meta. So, a pretty darn good coal ship to pick up if you've got the coal, and again, if you've got like the Palmer and the Salem and the Mossfall already. I would definitely recommend picking her up next. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I just passed 24,600 subscribers a few days ago, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.